Hi, my name is Vivian Autrey. I'm a wife of 36 years, a mother to 4 adult children, and a grandmother to 10 awesome grandbabies. I am 54 years young, and I had a hysterectomy. Hysterectomy is a topic that most women don't want to discuss. As a matter of fact, it's kept private, it's not voiced a lot. But today I'm going to talk to you in effort that someone else help someone. I believe that there is nothing that we go through, good or bad, is for us to keep to ourselves, is to share to help someone else. I'm going to thank you, Dr. Oz, for viewing this age-old problem and the fibroid problems on yesterday. I actually made a video a few days before I even knew you was going to do your segment. And when I saw it, I'm like, wow, confirmation. So I thank you for bringing this on air, helping women all around the world and telling them to speak out and get help. My story in May 2016, I started experiencing bleeding like no one would believe, to the point where my cycles were so heavy I had to wear a tampon in a pad to try to control it, and that still didn't control it. I started experiencing excruciating pain in my lower abdomen, in my legs. When I lay down at night, I could feel some fluttering. I talked to my husband and thought I was pregnant, but I was still having these heavy cycles. So one morning when I got up to take a shower, I could feel something just coming down, coming. I could feel it coming from my stomach, rolling down to my legs, and finally splattering. It was one of the biggest clots I had ever seen in my life. And that continued for months. I went to the doctor and I saw my PCP. He advised that I just had low blood and I needed to be on iron to control it. And he thought that maybe because of my age at the time that I was going through menopause, postmenopause. But taking the vitamins, taking the iron, nothing stopped. It continued to get worse as the months went on. So I took those vitamins and I took the iron pill and I went back in 6 months as I was told to do. 6 months went by, and after seeing him, he advised me that I no longer need the iron pills, that my blood levels was great, and this to wait it out. I waited. I continued to bleed to the point where I was afraid to go out. My cycles became longer, sometimes lasting 3 weeks, just bleeding and clots dropping. I went back to my PCP and demanded to see a specialist. He didn't send me to see the OBGYN specialist, but he did send me out to have an ultrasound. The ultrasound revealed that I had 14 fibroids, and I also had a large uterus. He got the results. I made another appointment. I went back. He put me back on the iron pills. That went on for 6 more months, leading into the next year. I went home out of town to help take care of my ailing mother-in-law. And while I was there, I noticed that my cycles got even heavier. They got worse. And instead of one clot dropping at a time, 6, 7 clots dropping at a time. the pain got worse. So I called and I made another appointment to come back and see my PCP. And at this point, I decided I need a new PCP. He's not working for me. So I made an appointment and then I went to see a female who told me, well, your blood work looked it okay, seemed to be doing better. No, ma'am. I could feel myself declining. I could look at myself in the mirror and see that I was getting dark under my eyes. I could bump my leg and I have bruises everywhere. I was getting weak to the point where I only had enough strength really. It was to get up, take a shower, get dressed, do a little cleaning, and then I was ready for another nap. And that nap would usually last for like 3 hours. So I decided to do something about it. I decided to scream until I was heard. I finally got an appointment to see my OBGYN specialist. Once I got there, she decided to do some blood work. That blood work revealed that my iron was extremely low. So low, she said she couldn't see how I was still alive. She had looked at my husband and she told him I should not be here. She also said that I couldn't afford to bleed anymore. So she advised him that he needed to do the cooking, because if I even so much as chopped my finger, I probably would bleed to death. She had to wait. She had to give me some more iron. And I'm not a doctor. And so I hope I pronounced this correctly. They put me on phosphorus sulfate, 325 milligrams, 3 times a day to build up my blood. She would have liked to have done the surgery, she said, that same day. But she couldn't afford to lose me because of the severity of my blood levels. She did send me to get another ultrasound. At that point, the ultrasound revealed that I had 14 fibroids. 14 fibroids, and that my uterus had expanded to equivalent to a 4-month pregnancy. Now I remind you, I am naturally a very small framed woman. At the top, probably 140 pounds, 35, 40 pounds is about it. I remember going weighing myself, and all of it was probably the tumor. That was done in October, that test, October 2018. I had my surgery November the 2nd, 2018. There are so many options out there. There are many options. But because of the severity of my problem, none of those options was available to me. I had 4 babies and never had a C-section. I had to have a C-section because they couldn't get it out. The surgery was supposed to last for 2 hours and it ended up being 5. I'm telling you not to wait. I am telling you to be heard. I'm telling you to shout until someone hears you. I'm not advocating or promoting hysterectomies, but I am advocating and promoting good health, women. We don't have to be ashamed. And men, we need you, husbands. My husband was there for me. He went to every single appointment I had so he could get an understanding of what I was going through, of why so much bleeding, why I was unavailable. to be intimate with him like I wanted to be. We need a support team. You need a support team. Find someone. If you don't have a husband, if you don't have a sister, a brother, find someone. You need a support team. I had an awesome support team. My husband was awesome from day one. Because I'm telling you now, I had that surgery and it lasts for 5 hours because that monster had taken up my urethra. I had had a bowel movement. I could go weeks without a bowel movement. It was blocked. My husband said when I was in the surgery, they came out and said that my urethra was tangled. They needed to put a stent in there, and they hoped it'd work. If it didn't, I would go on dialysis. I would have to go on dialysis for the rest of my life due to kidney failure. So I'm warning you, and I'm telling you, and I'm begging you to go get help. I got the stent. And I thank God when I went to get the stent out, my urethra was straight. I thank God. I don't know who you believe in or what you believe in, but I believe in my God. I believe that he saved me for such a time as this. And that he rescued me when I should have been bled to death. He saved me. Jesus stepped in and poured his blood in me. So I am grateful for that. Again, I'm not preaching and I'm not trying to tell you to go with my faith. I'm telling you what I believe. And I'm thankful to God and grateful that I'm not on dialysis and I did not have to have that colostomy bag. I am grateful. And I'm telling you, don't waste another day. Call out, scream out. Because I've been talking to so many women and I met one with so very little understanding about this procedure. And she told me that she was having symptoms like mine. But she didn't want the surgery because she didn't want to feel old. She was told that once you have a hysterectomy, that you was going to look old and feel old and you would wrinkle. And all of this is due to not being educated. I wasn't educated. But I had to become educated. I had to do the research. I had to ask questions. I talked to women who had had the surgery, but none as severe as mine. Because I believe the normal way is to pull it through the vagina. And that couldn't happen to me. I was unable to have any of those options. So I beg you today again, go get help. Don't be ashamed. Call someone today. Reach out. Look on the internet, but ask questions. There are so many options. And I thank you for listening to my story. And now I'm going to show you some pictures. And they're not pretty, and they're very disturbing. Because I was told by one of the doctors, and I want to shout out to my OBGYN team. 3 of the best doctors, I believe, on the face of the earth. Because that incision she did, when she looked at me, she said, I know you don't have any marks on your body, and I'm going to do the best job that I can. And she put that incision so low, I could go put on a bikini and you never would know. And I thank my OBGYN team for that, for caring. But I'm going to show you these pictures, and they are disturbing. The first one I'm going to show you is one of the clots, one of the last clots that I took that came out. Excuse me. This is a picture of one of the clots. And this is a picture of my uterus. I feel better than I ever felt in my life. My sex life is great. I was left with one ovary because the other one erupted on the table. It's doing what it needs to do. I'm not taking any hormone pills, any hormone, anything. I do not have vaginal dryness. All these are myths. I don't know what your situation will be or what will happen to you. I'm just speaking my experience and my experience only. I'm not a doctor. And I know every situation dictates. And I believe that I had one of the most severe cases ever. And I am doing fantastic. I feel great. And for the first time ever, I was able to go on vacation and not be bleeding all over the place. Kudos, and I am grateful. Thank you so much, and get the help you need. Scream until you get heard. Thank you. God bless.